All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into Tesla's next-generation self-driving computer. This is a piece of hardware so ambitious, it's actually forcing a complete rebrand of their technology. And, you guessed it, setting some absolutely massive expectations for the future of autonomy. And, those expectations are being set right at the very top. Elon Musk recently described this new chip in, almost unbelievable terms. He's hinting at a level of power that could even run into regulatory headaches. It's a huge claim, and it really sets the stage for what could be a massive leap forward. So what exactly is this new chip? Well, for starters, it's got a new name. Tesla is officially ditching the old engineering code HW for hardware, and they're calling this AI5. Now, this isn't just some marketing fluff. It signals a really fundamental shift to an AI-first identity for their entire self-driving program. Okay, let's get right into it. What is this new AI brain all about, and what is Tesla really trying to pull off with such a huge upgrade? The mission for AI5 is pretty straightforward: to be the engine that can finally actually process the insane complexity of real-world driving. The whole point is to have a system that isn't just following a rigid set of rules, but one that's truly intelligent, one that can adapt on the fly, and hopefully deliver a safer and much more human-like driving experience. Now for the really juicy part, those claims about power. This is at the heart of the whole story. So just how big of a jump are we really talking about here? Okay, the headline number, the one that's got everyone talking, comes straight from Musk himself. A staggering 10-fold increase in performance over what they have right now, Hardware 4. Now, to put that into perspective, that kind of jump from one generation to the next is, it's almost unheard of in the world of computer hardware. So let's break these numbers down, because this is where it gets really interesting. We see compute power, that's measured in TOPS, or trillions of operations per second, jumping from around 500 in the current cars to a projected 2,500 for AI5. Now, you might be looking at that and thinking, wait a second, that's a 5 times increase, not 10. And you'd be right. So where's that 10x figure coming from? It likely refers to a broader measure of performance, factoring in massive efficiency gains from the new 3-nanometer architecture and way faster memory. And this chart puts it all into perspective. It shows you exactly where that kind of power would put Tesla in the bigger industry picture. I mean, the projection for AI5 puts it ahead of even NVIDIA's next-gen Thor chip and just leaves current competitors in the dust. It is a really aggressive play to take the top spot in raw compute power. So, the crucial question is, why? Why on earth does Tesla think it needs this much power? Well, the answer goes way beyond just making the car you or I might drive a little bit better. Yeah, see, this isn't just about your Model Y. AI5 is being designed to be the foundational brain for Tesla's most ambitious projects ever. We're talking about powering their dedicated robotaxi, the Cybercab, giving intelligence to the Optimus robot, and of course, enabling much higher levels of autonomy in all their future cars. So, on a technical level, what does all this power actually let the car do? Well, it allows for bigger, much more complex neural networks. It means the car can process way more data from its cameras all at once. It can remember more of what just happened, and it can make decisions faster. The real goal here is to finally crack the code on all those weird, unpredictable edge cases that have been the biggest headache for self-driving systems. And all of this incredible future tech brings us to a very real, very practical question for anyone who's even thinking about buying a Tesla in the near future. You know the drill. It's the classic tech dilemma, right? Do you buy the amazing technology that's available today, or do you hold out for the thing that sounds like a total game changer just over the horizon? And looking at the sources, there's a really compelling case for both sides of this. The argument to wait is simple. AI5 is a massive, future-proofing leap in performance. But on the other hand, the current Hardware 4 is already good enough to power Tesla's robotaxi tests, and AI5 isn't expected in big numbers until late 2026, maybe even early 2027. Plus, let's be real, new hardware rollouts can be slow, and the software often takes a while to catch up. Of course, it's probably worth remembering that, we've kind of seen this movie before. For anyone who's been following Tesla for a while, this cycle might sound a little familiar. Since way back in 2016 with Hardware 2, each new generation of computer has been pitched as the final piece of the puzzle for true full self-driving. And that whole history, that pattern, it leads us right into the central and, frankly, the most fascinating debate surrounding Tesla's entire FSD project. Tesla is making a very clear, very expensive bet. Their philosophy is that the main thing holding them back from solving full autonomy is just a lack of computational power. They believe that with a powerful enough brain, their vision-based AI can learn to handle literally anything the real world throws at it. But there is a very strong counter-argument from critics and skeptics out there. And this perspective suggests that the fundamental problem isn't the speed of the hardware at all, but maybe the core software and sensor approach itself. These critics argue that just throwing more processing power at the problem won't fix what they see as foundational issues. They point to the ongoing debate over a vision-only system versus one that also uses sensors like radar or LiDAR. And, for the millions of people who own older cars, the still unanswered question of retrofits just adds another layer of frustration to the whole thing. But hey, despite this whole debate, the train has already left the station. The actual production of AI5 is moving forward. The chip design is done, manufacturing is lined up with the industry giant TSMC, starting in Taiwan and then moving to their new plant in Arizona. The timeline is pointing to a full rollout in late 2026 or early 2027. Which leaves us with the ultimate question, right? Tesla is betting its future on the idea that just having the most powerful computer will unlock full autonomy. But is that the right bet? Is raw processing power the final frontier for self-driving cars? Or is the real solution something else entirely? That's the big question that AI5 will eventually have to answer.